Alright, so I woke up this morning and lo and behold, my iPhone isn't working. So I tried everything, turning it on, turning it off, doing the whole, well, turning it on, it wasn't even turning on. So here it is. No, it's on charge, can you see? Plugged in. Can you see the power? It's on power. Cable running in from the charger there up to the iPhone. Yeah, did that. Trying to turn it on. Nothing. Did the whole reset thing. Up, down. Well, volume up, volume down. Hold the power button. Couple of seconds. Nothing. Completely dead. Completely dead. So, I have no idea what to do. I've tried everything. Plugged it into the Mac, plugged it into the PC. It's been on charge power the whole time. It had 100%. What is that? That was. I think that was my phone. I had 100% power overnight. This is getting really heavy. I'm gonna set this down. Hang on. Let's take that off. Pop here. There you go. That's a little bit better. Yeah. So it had 100% power last night and nothing. Let's get my mic set up. I don't like having the mic on top of the thing. I gotta shoot a few videos soon anyway, but yeah, 100% power at night and it just completely died. Like, this is still fine. I've still got the iPhone mini kind of lying around. I haven't returned it yet, so this is absolutely fine. The other one's gone, dead, like completely gone. Off power. It's been plugged in all morning, nothing. I'm pressing the button. Look, I'm actually pressing it. I don't know if you can hear it. Pressing it. Nothing. Doesn't turn on. This one's fine. Now that. Perfectly fine. That one, nothing. And this is why, guys, I was with Apple. No, I wasn't with Apple. I was with Android for so long. This is why I was with Android for so long. So we're gonna take it to the Apple store. I've got a Genius bar appointment. I've got a Genius bar appointment booked for 2:50. It is currently 10:26 in the morning. So yeah, we're gonna take that thing over to Apple and just be like, yo, what is this? What is happening? I've looked online and apparently it's happened randomly to other people, but they've done the whole reset thing and it's worked. So I don't know what happened with this. It just suddenly stopped working. And this is why I have always used Android. I've never had a problem like this with an Android phone. Shut up. Stop dinging at me. I've never had a problem like this with an Android phone. It's ridiculous. All right, I gotta set some lights up. I gotta shoot some proper videos. We'll get back in a little while. Let's come back in a little while and let's see what happened with the phone. So I went and I got ready. I wanted to film a few videos. Was setting up earlier. Went, showered, got ready, cleaned myself up a little bit, and came back and I thought, you know what? Let me slap that phone around a little bit. Let me give this thing a little knock. And yeah, I knocked it about a little bit. Tried restarting it. It works perfectly fine now. I have no idea what possessed it in the morning, but apparently a little bit of slapping about and a little bit of knock still works. You know how in the olden days, if your TV wasn't working, go up, slam it as hard as you can, and eventually the picture would come on. Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing with this. You know, some things never change, and no matter how advanced you get, it doesn't change. So yeah. Anyway, what's up, everybody? This is Kai24, and today I'm not going to talk exclusively about the iPhone 12. This isn't about me ranting about how it broke down. Today's video is going to be more about reviewing the iPhone 12 mini. iPhone 12 is involved, and I'll get to that. The title should kind of say it all, but this is my review of the iPhone 12 mini and what I think about it after using it for a while now. And this is a follow-on from my first impressions video of the iPhone 12 mini, which I'll put a link to up above. And today I'm going to tell you my detailed thoughts of the iPhone 12 mini, as well as the iPhone 12, and the kind of iPhone ecosystem as it is as a whole. So yeah, let's get that intro started so that we can just get this ball rolling. Oh, by the way, did you guys notice something? I cut my hair. I couldn't take it anymore. It was getting way too out of hand. I had to cut it. And I don't like this lighting setup. It's not very flattering. So I'm gonna change that about a little bit while this intro plays. Right, this looks a lot better. I like the kind of lighting that I've got coming now. Right, so I'm gonna keep this as quick as possible because I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. It's precious. I know everybody's got things to do, even though everybody is in quarantine and lockdown, especially in the UK. But yeah, I know everybody's busy and you probably want to move on to the next video and don't want to watch me kind of blagging about. But yeah, the iPhone 12 mini review. You know, this is following on from the impressions video that I did, and I'll put a link to that up above. And yeah, so to start off with, the design. The iPhone 12 mini has a very nice flat design. It makes me reminisce of the times of the iPhone 4 and the 5 when that flat design was popular, and they just kind of changed from the curved iPhone 3 design to the flat iPhone 4 and 5 designs. I like those phones. They were good designs, but you know, I never owned an iPhone back then. I said the exact same thing in my impressions video, so I'm repeating myself. I apologize. It's a nice flat design. I really like it. I especially like this red color. A lot of people don't. You know, it's kind of in between this salmony red color, salmon pink and red. But I really like it. I don't know why a lot of people don't. I found this to be the nicest one, and plus it stands out. Kind of getting bored of blue and black and grey phones. I just wanted something with a bit more color, which is why I picked up the product red version. Anyway, it is a very nice and sleek design. It's very small. The iPhone 12 mini particularly is very small, which is both a good thing and a bad thing for me. The small size means you can use it one-handed. It's very, very ergonomically comfortable to hold for me. I think especially if you've got smaller hands, then the iPhone 12 mini is absolutely perfect because it doesn't compromise anything else for its size. The size, apart from battery life, but I'll get to that. But the size basically means that if you've got smaller hands or if you are more used to using a phone with one hand, or would like to go back to using a phone with just one hand and without having to kind of stretch your thumb out all the way to the kind of corners of the universe in order to reach the top, then definitely this is for you. Now the phone, both the 12 mini and the 12 are IP68 water resistant, which is really handy, especially if you're going to be splashing around with it anywhere, which I wouldn't recommend anyway, whether they're resistant or not. Just don't take your phone into the pool or the bath with you. It's a bad idea. Just don't do it. Like, seriously. Anyway, it is IP68 water resistant. The screen has something called a ceramic shield glass on top of it, which is basically a crystalline glass that they've kind of layered over the surface of the screen and basically makes the screen more shatter resistant. Not so much scratch resistant, because pretty much the same day I got the iPhone 12, I ended up with a few very tiny micro scratches, which are now hidden because of the screen protector, but they ended up being on there, and it really frustrated me for a while because, you know, a phone that's supposed to be so premium shouldn't be getting scratches that easily, in my opinion. Anyway, it's a trade-off. Overall, the design and aluminium finish around the edges, which is a nice matte finish, is very, very good. The one thing I do find it a little bit annoying is that unlike the Pro models, the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini have a glossy glass background. Glossy glass back. The back of the phone is very prone to getting smudgy, getting your fingerprints on it and smudgy, which is a trade-off because on the Pro models you've got a matte finish on the back, but the edges surrounding the phone have a more of a sheen, more of a shiny kind of aluminium finish to it, and you get more fingerprints and stuff on that instead. So I don't know, I use this with the case most of the time, so it doesn't really make a difference to me. However, moving on from that to the screen, the screens for these are fantastic. Very, very good quality screens. The display, rather, it's a 5.4 inch. It's a 5.4 inch display on the iPhone 12 mini. The iPhone 12 has a 6.1 inch display from measuring diagonally, which is how you measure screens, if you didn't know that. It is a 1080p OLED screen for the iPhone 12 mini, which is fantastic. It's got HDR display, and they're both Retina screens. Retina XDR, I think that's what they call it. basically, the screens look nice and crisp. They have True Tone capabilities, and it is quite comfortable and nice to look at. I do like the fact that the display is flat. It's the flatness of this is fantastic. Like, you could, I don't know, you could balance something on it. It's basically really flat, and I like that. It's a very good change to using curved devices all the time. My S20 Ultra is a little bit curved on the sides, you know, it has little kind of grooves on the side of the screen, whereas this is just flat, like perfectly, brilliantly flat. And I do like that about that. It is makes the phone kind of nice to use in general. Though one thing that's disappointing is that the displays are 60 Hz displays rather than the new kind of premium standard, which is 120 Hz. You're seeing all the flagship phones having 120 Hz displays, and I did think that this year Apple were gonna bring out displays that have 120 Hz capabilities, but apparently they didn't. However, it doesn't feel bad. Like, the screen feels probably just as smooth as a 120 Hz display on an Android phone would, which is quite surprising to me. I think it's probably because of the way that Apple have built the displays to work as kind of adaptive refresh rates, which basically means that it gives the display a more kind of smooth look despite being a 60 Hz refresh rate. Hopefully in the future we get 120 Hz on an iPhone. That would be kind of cool to play around with, but I feel like, again, with things, Apple are a little bit behind because Android phones, whole range of Android phones already have 120 Hz displays, especially in the flagship models. So yeah, that is a little bit of a bummer. But the other thing is that that could be because of the smaller battery size that these phones has, especially the iPhone 12 mini, which has much smaller battery capacity than the standard iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro and the Pro Max, which means that having a 60 Hz display does save you a lot of kind of juice in your phone. It means that it's not as demanding on the battery, allowing your phone to kind of push a little bit further. And in terms of battery life, it does have a good battery life. Even with the 12 mini, I have managed to push it to about 5-6 hours of screen on time through the day, but that's as far as I can get. With the iPhone 12, I think I pushed it to about 7 hours of screen on time per day on average. So the 12 mini does have a slightly smaller battery than the 12 does, but to be very honest with you, while I was using it, I didn't really notice, and that I charged it maybe once, you know, every day and a half or so I needed to charge it. And seeing that I'm staying at home because of lockdown and stuff, I'm not really using my phone a huge amount. But the day that I did try and push it to its limit to test the battery, I did see that it got a good 5-6 hours of battery life out of it, or 5-6 hours of screen on time, and the battery lasted pretty much the entire day without me having to kind of run to the charger to charge it as an emergency. And that's probably because you know, the iPhones are so well optimized, the pieces are so well optimized, they talk to, you know, all the hardware talks to each other so well that the battery can remain that good despite having a smaller battery size. Now the phone does have 5G capabilities. Again, something that I haven't been able to test to its full extent because I've been stuck indoors pretty much in this room most of the time, if I'm not in the living room watching TV, if my son ever lets me. But yeah, it does have 5G capabilities, and this was a big thing that Apple pushed onto these phones, by the way. And I feel like it's more of a marketing scheme and kind of a sales pitch than anything else, because, you know, 5G hasn't been perfected yet. The infrastructure is there, but you're not going to get the maximum speed, maximum benefit of 5G unless you're in a really 5G heavy area right near an antenna. Then you might see the speeds. And, you know, 5G has kind of been around for a little while now, so it's not that big wow factor. But I do feel like that for iPhone users who are looking to kind of be ready to upgrade to 5G, getting one of these phones would probably be a good idea right now, because you'd get one and you're sorted for the 5G infrastructure for a couple of years down the line. You don't have to switch your phone over. So it is kind of, I can see the marketing appeal the 5G has, but just in general, it's not as big deal, in my opinion, as Apple have made it out to be. All right, can you guess what just happened? It stopped working again. Look, pressing it. It had full charge. It still had full charge. It was working a few seconds ago. You guys saw it. It's just randomly stopped again. So no idea what's going on with this. I've rebooked the appointment for Apple Genius Bar, so I'm just gonna have to kind of stick to using the mini for the time being. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Apple. We're gonna get this thing sorted out, and then we're gonna come back and carry on with this review and not let that interrupt my initial thoughts and what I was going to say were about this the iPhone 12 mini, which, you know, it's frustrating me more and more now. Okay, so I'm all packed up and I'm currently on the way to the station to make my way to Covent Gardens because yeah, I gotta get this sorted. Really, really annoying. Can't believe first time using an iPhone and this is what happens. Not a very good impression, especially coming from Android and not having these issues ever. You know, you'd have thought that something, a company as good as Apple would make devices that don't randomly shut down on you. Well, let's keep going and see what we can do from Apple to get this sorted. Okay, so I've arrived in Covent Garden and I don't know if you guys can hear me. Wow, wearing a mask on the underground is horrible. So I've arrived in Covent Garden and it's actually super empty. Like, let me show you. Yeah, it is mega empty, but let's go around to the other store. Right, there it is. So I'm gonna go in and then yeah, let's see what we can do. Ooh, okay, I hate wearing a mask, A. B, yeah, so took it to them. They basically said that phone's dead. Like, it's gone. I don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. The logic board is dead basically. It will never turn on again ever. They could try and replace it. They could send it. They have to send it back to the depot because they can't even get the serial number off of it. But yeah, that phone's never going to turn on again. So they said because I didn't purchase it directly from Apple, it would be a massive hassle, especially during lockdown times, to get a replacement through them. It would take 7 to 10 days. So he said, go to the nearest Argos, which is where I bought it from, and go basically show them this document. They sent me an email with explaining everything that's happened, and they said that Argos should basically just give me a replacement, hopefully. So that's what I'm going to go do. There's an Argos nearby. I want to go see if I can get that replaced today. Otherwise I'm going to have to call them and send it off. So of course I had to get myself a coffee while I'm out and about, because I haven't had a Caffè Nero in a very long time, so that'll be fun. Alright, up to Argos now. Okay, so almost at Argos. That took a lot longer than I had expected. I'm crossing without the green man showing. That's really bad. You don't get jailed or arrested for that in the UK. We can do that. So yeah, it is way hotter than I had expected it to be. I'm a little bit warm. You can see how sunny it is. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Shade. Can you see my reds have gone weird and red? That's really strange. Anyway, we're here now. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna see if we can get this thing exchanged. Okay, so I'm back at the station. So they basically said that that's not the right Argos to go to. I have to go to one within one of the big Sainsbury's. So I'm going to do that another day because I'm going home now. I'm way too tired. I don't have energy for this. So I decided to screw it and just go to the nearest Sainsbury's Argos that would accept it, and just returned it. So I'll have to repurchase it because they didn't have anything in stock. iPhone's causing me hella trouble, so what can we do? Alright, I'm actually going home now. I am super tired. We'll pick this up when I get home because I don't have the energy to vlog anymore. Okay, so I'm back, and it's actually the day after all of that you just saw. And yeah, so you guys saw what happened. Phone stopped working in the morning, then it started working again, and then it stopped working again. So I took it to the Genius Bar. Guy there was super nice, by the way. Like, Genius Bar team are fantastic. Like, that is one thing I have to give Apple. They have a fantastic team working in the Apple stores, and very, very helpful. And the guy basically said to me, yeah, phone's completely dead. It will never turn on ever again. So take it to the manufacturer. I'm going to give you some documentation. I took it, not the manufacturer. My head is all over the place. Take it to the store that you bought it from, which was Argos, and you know, take it to them. Show them this document. He sent me an email with all the details of what they had assessed, and just say to them, look, this is a defective model. Give me a refund. And so I did that, and he said, yeah, go to any Argos nearby. They should be able to do it for you. So I went to the Argos Sainsbury's down Holborn, which was the nearest one, and yeah, it's a click and collect. So he said, no, we don't do that here. Go to the Argos in Tottenham Court Road. Went to the Argos in Tottenham Court Road, and they were like, no, we don't do that here because of COVID. Right now, we're only doing click and collect. So you need to go to an Argos in a Sainsbury's superstore. The nearest one is in Whitechapel. So I wasn't going to go because I was so tired. I'd been walking a lot. My feet were hurting, and yeah, I was just not going to go. But then it was on the way home, so I just thought, you know, let me just drop by and just get this out of the way. I cannot be bothered to string this along for longer. So I went to the Argos in Whitechapel, Sainsbury's, and yeah, they sorted it out for me, gave me my refund, and I reordered a new one, which arrived today. So this one's perfectly working now, all up and running, no problems. So far it's been a couple of hours and it's still alive. So, you know, that's that. So we're going to get back to this, and hopefully I'm not going to let what just happened with this iPhone get in the way of my honest review of this phone. Right, so last thing I think we were talking about is the 5G capabilities of the phone before we were rudely interrupted by my other phone breaking down on me. So what we're going to talk about now is the camera. So it features that nice dual camera setup, one of which is a wide camera with an aperture of f1.6 and the ultra wide camera with an aperture of f2.6, 12 megapixel cameras with fantastic quality. Like, if you're just out and about taking photos of your family, friends, or whatever, this camera will do you absolutely perfectly. It's not the best camera in the world, like I said, but it is still a very, very good camera. However, like, one of the reasons that I got the iPhone is so that I could record videos and do stuff like TikTok and you know, Instagram Reels and all of that kind of stuff. And sometimes maybe you know, if I don't have my camera around, if I don't have my mirrorless camera on me, then be able to kind of pop the camera out, vlog with it, and post it on social media straight away. And for that, the recording capabilities for the iPhone 12 is fantastic. It has 4K 60, 4K 30, 4K 24, 1080p 60, 1080p 30, and it also records slow motion. So it records 4K 240 and I think 1080p 240 FPS or 120 FPS. So you get some nice crisp buttery slow motion, as Peter McKinnon likes to say. And one of the big proofs of the camera quality is everything that I just vlogged with the whole ordeal with my iPhone 12 was done on the iPhone 12 mini camera. It was done with both the front-facing and the back-facing cameras. So you can see from that exactly the kind of quality that you would get if you were to use this phone for recording videos and shooting films or whatever it is you want to do. So the front-facing camera is also a 12 megapixel camera with an aperture of f2.2, so it's just also very, very good for taking photos, and it also has a recording capabilities very similar to the back-facing camera. So, you know, it's great for vlogging, it's great for taking selfies. Full kind of camera review and comparison coming out on my channel very soon, where I compare the iPhone 12 mini to the iPhone 12 to the Galaxy S20 Ultra and the Galaxy S20 Plus, and possibly the Galaxy S21 Plus as well. So that's going to be a nice one. that's going to be a big camera. That's going to be a big camera review. So hopefully I'll be able to get that on my channel, where you can see exactly what the quality of the camera is on this phone in comparison to all those other great, fantastic. Okay, moving on to the final thing, which is the performance of the phone. So yesterday was the first time I managed to actually push this thing to its limits, using it to its full extent in a real world setting when I was out and about, you know, recording videos with it, taking photos. I was watching Netflix on it while I was on the train, listening to music. You know, all of that kind of stuff that you would do on a day-to-day basis with the phone. And it was fantastic. It performed really well in my opinion. The phone does have that A14 Bionic chip, which is Apple's new generation of chips for their phones. The performance was very smooth. It was very lag-free. I actually had no performance issues whatsoever. It did get a little hot at one point, but that's because I was on the underground and I was watching Netflix. And so that will happen with pretty much any phone. But besides that, performed fantastically. I think the way that the iPhone's internals, all the hardware kind of speaks to each other, being kind of centered around the A14 Bionic chip, makes the performance of iPhone so great. So even if it doesn't look as impressive on paper as some of the high-end flagship phones for Android companies, it still performs, in my opinion, just as well, because of the way that all its parts kind of speak to each other. So that was fantastic, and the battery life was great. You know, despite this having a smaller battery than the standard iPhone 12, the battery was fantastic. Like, I think I left home with it at 80-something%, and when I got home, it was still at like 40-50%. Even after everything I'd done, generally I get through about 5-6 hours of screen time with that, and then that was proved with everything that I did with it yesterday. So I'm not going to bore you with any more kind of technical specs and all of that. That was my review of the iPhone 12 mini. I have to bring it back out again. That was my review of the iPhone 12 mini, and you know, all in all, it is a absolutely fantastic phone. You know, my first time using an iPhone, and I think it was fantastic. However, will I be using this as a main device? The answer to that is still no. And my personal reason for that is the size. It is a bit too small for me when I'm typing, especially yesterday when I was trying to kind of type on WhatsApp and stuff. Like, typing on it was just that much difficult, and even when I was kind of watching stuff, it just wasn't as enjoyable as it would have been on my Galaxy S20 Ultra, which has much more bigger screen. So that's why I've opted to get the bigger size iPhone 12 to test out and see how much more I like that. And you know, when I am using this one, it is a lot more comfortable for me to use in terms of typing, watching stuff, enjoying social media. It is a lot better in my opinion than the iPhone 12. So if you are the kind of people who likes to enjoy that larger screen size, then getting the standard iPhone 12 is definitely not a bad idea. However, for those of you who want that smaller size, the smaller form factor phone, but don't want to kind of pay the extra £100 and still benefit from all the same premium features that the iPhone 12 has, this is definitely the phone for you. It's a fantastic phone. And that ends my review of the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 12. So I will be returning the iPhone 12 mini and keeping the iPhone 12. However, the iPhone 12 will remain my secondary phone, with my Galaxy S20 Ultra staying as my primary phone. I'm not switching over from Android. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, especially with all the kind of interruptions, the rude interruptions we had as a result of my faulty iPhone 12. And if you guys want to talk to me about tech, gaming, streaming, smartphones, anime, whatever it is, head on over to Twitch and catch me in my streams there every Monday, 5 PM GMT, which is 1 PM Eastern Standard Time. I spent a heck of a lot of time in my streams chatting to my viewers, discussing all of these kind of things, and just chilling, like literally just chilling out before I jump into whatever games I'm playing. And if you enjoy my content, then please do hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like this video, then do hit a like down below. And if you want to see when my next videos come out, then make sure you hit that subscribe, not the subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell. I've already said subscribe button. I am really tired, guys, so I'm going to end it here before I say anything more stupid. This is a very, very tired, very, very exhausted Kai24 signing out.